Earlier today, I read the story of Jocelyn Barnica, a 28-year-old woman from Houston, Texas, who 3 years ago was admitted into a hospital. She was 17 weeks pregnant. It was a planned pregnancy, but there was complications. She was in the process of having a miscarriage, and the hospital refused to expedite the pregnancy in any way or, in effect, terminate the pregnancy because by Texas law, they were legally required to wait until the heartbeat stopped. It took 40 hours for the heartbeat to stop. During that time, Barnica contracted sepsis, and 3 days after it, Jocelyn Barnica died. This is not a unique story. And this is a story that fills me with rage every time that I read it, every time that I talk about it. I'm not gearing this video towards most of the people who follow me because I know that most of you understand where I stand and sit on the same side of the fence as I do. I want to talk to those people who are maybe undecided in this presidential election or in any of the elections that are coming up. And I also want to talk specifically to any of the men who follow me on any of these social media platforms. If you at any point in your life have cared for or felt deep emotional connection to a woman of any kind, whether that's your mother, your spouse, your sister, your best friend, your coworker, if you have cared about a woman for any bit of time in your life, this is an issue that you should be passionate about and that you should care about. And stories like this should enrage you. I know that abortion is a difficult subject. I don't mean in any way to demean or criticize those who have their own moral hang-ups about it. I would not judge anyone who did not want to get an abortion for themselves in any way. But I also want folks to understand the importance of agency and the importance of making sure that the decision is in the hands of the person whose body it is that is being controlled by it. Because this is life and death for people. Imagine if this was your wife. Imagine if this was your daughter, your best friend, your mother. Imagine if this was any of those people sitting on that table being told that we can't save your life. We can't help you feel better because the law says we cannot. I also want to throw in the element of sexual assault into this conversation and how so many unplanned pregnancies are born from those and lead to these exact same outcomes. These stats are very easy to find. You can Google them anywhere. Of all the sexual assaults that occur, roughly 30% of them are reported to police in the first place. If we're accounting for a very generous percentage of false accusations, the highest numbers that are available from reputable sources, less than 3% of all sexual assaults that occur lead to prison time. That's about 97%, 97 to 98% that don't result in any sort of legal recourse whatsoever, and about 70% of them that just are never reported. But they happen. They happen every fucking day. I know that men have their own gender-based issues. I've certainly experienced some myself, and I don't want to demean that in any way. This is not meant to make you feel lesser. This is meant to point out discrepancies. This is meant to point out real issues that we do face regardless of whatever pro-life congregation looking to outlaw abortion will tell you in any way. So what I ask of you is this. This is a very important election, and everyone has said that for one reason or another. There's many reasons why it's important. Certainly, the genocide in the Middle East is a huge reason. The economy is a huge reason. The immigration crisis is a huge reason. There's so many reasons to vote and to be active and to care. But what I ask of you is this. If you are on the fence, or if you are a man, a male person as well, who does not have strong opinions of abortion, I want you to imagine if this was someone you cared about in these shoes. This was a woman or a person with a uterus in your life who has just been sexually assaulted, who is in the hospital with pregnancy complications, and doctors can't do a damn thing about it because the law won't allow them to. Imagine if this was someone who you loved going through that. And if you do that, I sense that you'll know what side of the fence you fall on. I'm voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz this election, and for the sake of all the women in all of our lives, and for, frankly, I think all the people in all of our lives in many ways, I hope you do the same. All right, that's all I got. Take care now.